I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 221 of the SZN Podcast. I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And as always, guys, you know the drill by now. Please head over to our Instagram page or our Twitter pages, SZN Pod or SZN Podcast. Link in the bio on both of those pages there. And I will take it to where we're situated at streaming wise. So make sure you do that for us, guys. We've got the audio links, so Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and the YouTube link is also in that same chain of links. So make sure you do that for us. Like, subscribe, leave us reviews, engage with us, all that good stuff.
Yes, please.
Flowz, finally free today. Good to see. Good to see the face.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I promised the listeners, the viewers, that I'll reveal today.
Might as well also Flowz, donations and that. You might as well explain the course.
Oh yeah, of course. So if you're watching, if you're listening, you'll see my face is rather bare today. I'm looking very feminine to my.
Say feminine. Why do you say that?
I'm looking very feminine right now. But yeah, it's because obviously I'm doing Movember. Obviously, a good cause for men's mental health, prostate cancer, testicular cancer. A lot of men are dying young, in preventable causes, I would say. So for that reason, I decided to raise a few funds, get rid of the beard, grow a moustache for the month. So throw the corn my way if you want to call me, but with the corn's got to come donations, so we'll share the link or whatnot.
I was gonna say, yeah, we'll definitely we'll put the donation link in there as well for Flowz. If listeners, if you want to donate to Flowz's Movember, as you said, it's for a charitable cause, really nice cause. Make sure you do that. Reminds myself as well. I need to donate too. So yeah, it's good. Yeah, I'll put that link in. I'll make sure I donate as well. But
love.
Hence the look.
Hence the look.
And hence the value last week. Last week it was a bit peak. I guess this is why you didn't.
Last week was a shock to the system, but yeah, it's been a week. It's been a week now, so might as well show face. Nice.
All right, cool. All right, bro. Yeah, we actually have a lot to talk about this week, a lot to get through. So let's do what we do, bro. Might as well start with Friday. There was a fight on Friday. I actually thought the Keyshawn fight Flowz was going to be on the Saturday, but as we know, Top Rank B. Top Rank, the original Thursday guy, Friday guy, Top Rank, bro, they don't even hide it. If they see a clash and they feel like they're not going to make no money, they will just put you on the weekday, put you on the Friday, put you on the Thursday, put you on the Tuesday sometimes. So yeah, I'm not surprised, I guess, given that obviously there was a big sort of matchroom card in America on a Saturday as well, but they slapped on Keyshawn on the Friday. Like I said, anybody in that Top Rank roster can get it. They can be smooth to that. Anybody can get it. It's mad.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Tio got it. Shakur got it.
Yeah.
Anybody can get it. I'm sure if Bud was still around, he would have got it. So
yeah, 100%.
Because Bob apparently was a struggle to promote. So yeah, man, Bob don't care. But yeah, Keyshawn Davis fight card. Headlined by Keyshawn, his first headline card in his hometown in Norfolk, Virginia. Bit of a homecoming for him. And as we mentioned last week, his other three of his brothers also fought on the undercard as well. They were all successful Flowz in their bouts, but I just guess there's two we want to talk about specifically, Flowz. The main card, obviously Keyshawn, and I think he was chief support. Abdullah Mason also fought as well. Let's talk about Dula Flowz, because obviously he's been Mr. Active. This was his fifth fight this year. And he was in a barstormer. Absolute barstormer of a fight. And you know what? Those unexpected barstormers. Like, I didn't expect this.
Yeah.
Flowz, I've woken up, and the first thing I saw, Flowz, I can't lie, I was rattled instantly. I saw Dula Mason drop twice. I said, what? Yo, I've ran to Twitter immediately. I've ran to Google immediately trying to find out what happened. I've seen that he stopped the guy in 2 rounds.
Yeah.
But that first round, he got dropped not once, but twice. I said, I have to see this. So obviously this is opponent Flowz, Vasquez, a Dominican fighter. We can see in his resume, Flowz, or his record, 26 wins, 21 wins by KO. So he carries power clearly.
Yeah.
A puncher. I think Dulla's been steamrolling through all his opponents so far, right, Flowz? And I think a lot of people said, okay, cool. He's doing what he needs to do, up the levels, and let's see how he reacts when he gets hit. And Flowz, this Vasquez guy clearly could bang because he touched Dulla. I mean, it's interesting because what I like about Dulla, Flowz, when you watch him, straight to work. Doesn't waste time, straight on the front foot. He's obviously a young boy full of confidence right now. So he was just being offensive, very, very offensive. But you can obviously see how cold he is. Like, he sets everything up behind the jab. He's very, very quick to fire out the big shots. And he was going at this Vasquez guy, Flowz. As you can, your most vulnerable, Flowz, when you open up in boxing and when you're offensive. And as you see, Dulla's going for it with this guy, trading with him, and boom, he's tried to land a big shot and he's been caught. Vasquez is punching in between the shots and he's dropped Dulla for the first time. Very quick, Flowz, flash knockdown. It wasn't heavy. He popped straight back up. He was smiling. It was one of them ones where you've caught me as I was throwing. I'm a bit off balance. Bang. You caught me. You clearly hit hard enough. Drop me. Cool. So there was that, Flowz. And then you just see them go into war.
Yeah.
And Dulla, I feel like, got excited, Flowz, and he was fighting the fight he didn't really have to fight, in my opinion, Flowz. He could have fought this guy on the outside and just cooked him from the outside. But I think Dulla, that sort of youthful exuberance, Flowz, he almost relished it. Like, cool, let's get into a firefight with this guy. And he was sitting in the pocket with this guy, and the commentary were worried, saying he doesn't need to do this. He's now gone and dropped Vasquez, returned the favor, and dropped Vasquez, a bit heavier than what happened to him. And Vasquez has popped up, Flowz, and you can see he's got an issue with his leg afterwards. I think he might have twisted his leg as he went down, but he's limping. And Dulla's then gone on to trying to close the show. And once again, he's opened up, trying to, overextend. And this Vasquez counter shot again, dropped him again for the second time. So yeah, Flowz, that first round was amazing. Both just a firefight. They're saying it could potentially round of the year. Maybe we'll have to talk about that later on. But yeah, man, great first round. Before I let you jump in, Flowz, I also want to add, Uncle, aka Vasquez, that trim was egregious. Flowz, I can't. No, Flowz. That trim, you saw. I know you watched it.
Yeah.
Flowz, that is probably the most egregious trim I've seen in my life. Listeners, think Fat Ronaldo. You remember Ronaldo had the thing in the front, but imagine that, but at the back.
Yeah,
he's bald all the way and he has a patch of hair at the back. Crazy trim. But yeah, Flowz, let you jump in. What do you think of that first round? Amazing, right?
That Dallas, I don't even a Dallas shag. It's completely bald.
No, that's not because the shag is, that's not a Dallas shag. Yeah.
Crazy trim. But yeah, that first round, because you messaged me, say, yo, Dulla's in a barnstorm, man. I'm like, cool, I'll pre it. But I saw some clips of it. But I didn't even know it ended in the second round. I was like, yo. So I'm tuned in. I was thinking, I didn't even know it was 2 rounds. I didn't know when this had happened. When I didn't pre it properly.
I didn't want to say that, obviously, he been whatever. I just said barnstormer. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm watching it now. And it's with 10 seconds of the first round. Dulla's in the first minute of the first round, Dulla's in the canvas.
Yeah.
And he looks good up to that point. He was looking sharp.
He was cooking him.
He was looking good. It wasn't 10 seconds, but it was the first minute. And he was looking good. Yeah. Early on, he's started looking sharp. Then boom, out of nowhere, he gets caught and he's like stumble back and he acknowledges, sticks his tongue out. He's all good.
Yeah.
Then he goes back to work and funny enough, he gets caught with a big shot and stumbles back again.
Yeah.
But as this Vasquez tries rushing in, he gets caught and dropped. He gets caught badly and gets dropped. And it's like 1-1 apiece. Then obviously at this point, Dulla wants to get to work, and he got a bit too greedy. He got greedy.
Yep.
But what was interesting is, looked like this Vasquez came up and he looked injured almost. He looked like he
was limping, bro. Yeah.
So he looked injured. He looked like he hurt his leg. So in Dullah's eyes, yeah, time to get him on out the way, really.
Yeah.
And he got a bit too greedy. This guy obviously carries power.
Mm.
Caught Dullah again, almost similar weight. He went down,
Same way to go, yeah.
stumbled back, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So not a slumping knockdown, but this guy carries power basically, and catches him. You'll go backwards and off balance, touches the canvas again. So every time he really touched Dullah, it looks like these shots are worrying. But I think he was more patient. The round ended, came out second round, and you could say this guy was injured and whatnot. But yeah, I guess we'll talk about the second round now.
Yeah. First, go on, carry on. Yeah, but second round.
Second round comes now, and you could argue that should the corner have sent him out if he's carrying a leg injury and whatnot? It's so early in the fight that he's got a long time to go. But saying that, he knows he can hurt Dullah.
That's what I reckon. Yeah,
he's dropped him twice. It's time to get him out of there. But that was very unlikely. Dullah comes in. I think he lands at the peach of a body shot. That sends my man down, and he kind of tapped out dead.
He looked at his corner and shook his head.
Yeah. And the ref done him a favor and stopped counting and waved it off at that point. So, yeah, man, for that first round, brilliant fight. Super entertaining, man.
What I loved about that first round was just how they both were walking on. They both thought they had the upper hand, and each time they thought they were, all right, let me close the show, boom, get right back. But yeah, he definitely wasn't close. That first knockdown in the first round, he was not the same after that in terms of he was limping visibly. I think he might have twisted his leg. The way he went down was a bit awkward.
Yeah, crazy.
And he was limping. You could see he was on one leg, and he was very uncomfortable throughout the rest of the fight, the second round as well. But they definitely kept him in there because of the fact that, you dropped him twice. Clearly, we can get to him. So if you're going to bank on that one punch, it can happen. Just survive. And to be fair to Vasquez, he was, I think because of the way Dullah was fighting him, like I said, Dullah was actually sitting in the pocket with him and trading with him. We didn't need to do that. Clearly, he was a superior boxer. Could have stayed on the outside and picked him up from the outside, but I think Dullah just wanted to tear up. He said himself afterwards, he got excited and he was enjoying it. But yeah, Vasquez was quite good at timing his shots in between Dullah's shots, and that's how he landed those two shots that never really hurt Dullah, but still was enough to drop him. But yeah, that second round Flowz, it was always going to be, it was inevitable. He couldn't really move, and Dullah was, a bit more focused and a bit patient. Landed that body shot. He went down. I think he could have got up. I personally feel like he could have gotten up from it, but I think he himself knew, I'm on one leg here. This kid is clearly special, and he's going to cook me with one leg. Looked to his corner, shook his head. Referee also ended it at the same time. Done. So yeah, very exciting fight even though it lasted only 2 rounds, Flowz. Nice to see Dullah face a bit of adversity. I like how the young man, faced that adversity and still stepped up and was like, cool, I'm still going to go out there and close the show and show that meanness, which we've seen him so far. So that's 5 knockouts, Flowz, for the year. 5 fights in the year, 5 KOs. He's on a bit of a streak. Let's talk about the afters, Flowz, because as you know, we're boxing fans. One bad performance in the fans' eyes is enough to now say that you're washed or you're a hype job and that kind of stuff. And I expected it, Flowz. Plenty of comments saying Dullah's a hype job. He got hurt by someone said he got hurt by a taxi driver. The usual cab driver, soup can, blah blah, club bouncer, etc., etc., etc. I was seeing those comments, and I'm gonna bring this up again later on when we discuss another fighter, Flowz. We're gonna talk about this week, but yeah, when it comes to Dullah. Boxing fans casuals make me sick sometimes. Like, he's a young kid. He himself admitted he got a bit too excited. He will learn so much from this fight anyways. He will learn so much. He needed this. And he wasn't truly ever... Now people are saying he's chinny and whatnot. Maybe. We don't know. Yes, because we never really seen him... We haven't seen him hit on the chin properly until now. But this Vasquez guy, Flowz, was definitely powerful. Definitely carried some sort of power. His knockout ratio says that. And the way, obviously, there were flash knockdowns. Sometimes that can happen if you're just a bit, you're not really set or your footwork isn't right. Dullah's he's 20 years old, Flowz? He's going to grow so much more, man. I mean, we can see the fundamentals are all there. He's cold. You can watch him. You can see he's nuts. So he's gonna go. Look, that's a fight he's gonna learn from. Don't be so quick to write him off. He's still a young buck, and he's had 5 fights this year. He's growing. But no, credit Vasquez for coming to fight, and credit Dula for facing that adversity and overcoming it and closing the show. He didn't go life and death for this guy. He cooked him in 2 rounds. Let's be real.
Yeah,
he just got sloppy twice in the court. That's it.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. To be fair, I didn't watch it live. And from what I saw, people were giving him credit. They were saying, his face adversity, came back from being dropped twice to getting the guy out there. So obviously some people are giving him credit, but as you know, obviously there are people who are gonna say hype train and whatnot, jump on that type of vibe. But yeah, this is all part and parcel of it. Like we saw Floyd Schofield, Kid Austin get dropped last week, and he caught corn. I guess it was more the memes of him falling over in his corner that he caught corn for. And because he's been very vocal in calling out some of the big names.
Certain people.
So, which Dula isn't really doing. Dula's more focusing on his craft. So I feel like that's going to give you a bit more breathing room because you're not kind of putting yourself in the firing line. But this is all part and parcel. He's going to have to take whatever criticism that comes with this. You did get dropped twice. So that comes with some criticism. That comes with some room for improvement. But it's all part of the learning. He's been active. He's learning. This should hold him in good stead. And the same with Floyd Schofield, who said, look, it just shows the levels you're at and how much improvement you need to make. Luckily, Abdullah isn't calling out everyone under the sun. And isn't trying to draw out people. So we know he's not ready. We know he's improving. We know this is all part of the process. And really, truly, got the guy out of there in the end. If you're going to be in a firefight, you're going to have to get the guy out of there. He didn't go 12 rounds.
Yeah.
Wasn't, like you say, wasn't a life and death. He got caught twice. And you know what we could even say? Should Dula even move up at this point? Is it the weight? Because he can move up.
He can, yeah. He's a big boy. He hasn't finished growing yet. I don't think he's finished growing yet either. But he could, yeah. You're right.
He will move up. Let's not even say
he will
eventually move up. So look, it might be a case of I don't know, but I think he's still very early in his career. He's just moving very quickly and staying busy. But all part of the learning process, man.
For sure. Shout out to Dula, man. He's still one of the best rising prospects you have. And he was saying he's prospect of the year. It might be hard to ignore that. Obviously, we'll see later on. But yeah, he's done a great job this year. Happy to see him out 5 times. That's what up-and-coming fighters should do.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the main event guy, Flowz, Keyshawn Davis, up against Gustavo Lemos. Before last week, after we recorded last week, I think during the week, I mentioned to you how Lemos came. This fight is at 135 pounds. It was stated for 135 pounds, right? And Lemos had failed to make weight, and had come in at 141 pounds, which flows absolutely hilarious to me because I'm just there like, did he even try? Because not only, as Flowz, you pointed out, he's come up, he's gone past 2 weight classes. So he definitely didn't try because he failed the 135 limit. He also would have failed the 140-pound limit, which is the weight class above. So what was bro even on? I don't even know.
Crazy.
He needs to move up because that is crazy.
He fought at 140. The fight before this.
He fought Richardson Hitchens before this at 140. So clearly, I don't even know why he tried to come down to 135. But the fact is, Flowz, he made the 140-pound limit against Hitchens. He obviously didn't try to do anything this time.
Yeah.
So, crazy. Grossly overweight, but credit to Keyshawn. He could have said no, I don't want to fight him. Every right, he has every right to do so. But he said no, I'm gonna still fight him, put on a show for my fans. And let me add as well, Lemos he's no scrub, Flowz. The fight against Hitchens, he pushed Hitchens. Some people felt that he actually beat Hitchens. Hitchens got the W and he moved on to a title shot. But Lemos really, really pushed him. So he's no scrub at all. But it's safe to say, Flowz, that Keyshawn, obviously buoyed by his hometown fans and just Keyshawn being Keyshawn, he wanted to make a statement, and boy, did he make a statement, Flowz. He made a huge statement in stopping Lemos inside 2 rounds. The first time that Lemos has been stopped in his career. Was it 2? It was 2 rounds, right? I think it was 2 rounds.
Yeah, 2 rounds.
Yeah, 2 rounds. Lemos has never ever been stopped in his career. I don't think up until he fought Keyshawn, I don't think he's ever even been dropped in his career. So a real display, Flowz, of clinical boxing from Keyshawn Davis in front of his hometown fans. Lemos, to me, Flowz, apart from the weight thing, he's just moving nuts. In the ring, Flowz, if you saw, just loaded with wild haymakers. I don't even know. Bro, he was launching that from space. That left hook. Telegraph. Missing wildly. Flowz, it was embarrassing. I said to myself, no, Lemos, this guy's on batter. He's actually on batter. So, because of the way he was throwing wildly, Flowz, and missing, Keyshawn, being a good enough boxer with good footwork, was just stepping out, timing him, popping him. I said to myself, this is going to be a very, very long night if Lemos doesn't change his tactics. He didn't change his tactics, Flowz, and we saw in that second round, Keyshawn dropped him. I think he dropped him twice. The second time is when he got stopped, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time, even the way he dropped him was killing me. He dropped him the first time. I think then that's when he's like gone to this corner, started dancing, the crowd's going crazy. This guy's got up. Keyshawn's run to him, peppered him a few more times with shots, Flowz. He's absolutely unloaded the kitchen sink. The referee's jumped in and tripped because Keyshawn is there in the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I was crying. I was actually crying. But yeah, referees jumped in and stopped it. Keyshawn cooked this guy, Flowz. Absolutely cooked him. Very impressive performance. But the way Lemos was fighting, he was asking for it, to be honest, Flowz. So
yeah.
It's
crazy. It was actually 3 times, I remember, because the first knockdown, it was the first time he threw the right hand. Lemos threw a huge shot. I don't think he just 1-2'd him. Boom.
Yeah.
Jab, right hand, and that dropped him.
Yeah, it was the second time. That's when he started dancing.
The second time is where Lemos actually threw it over. He threw it right this time, and Keyshawn threw the left. But before his overhand right really landed, Keyshawn already spun him. Landed. Keyshawn landed the left, and it was like a delayed knockdown for Lemos because he just collapses afterward. But shout out to Keyshawn. Actually, the atmosphere looks like it looked live homecoming.
I'm even exposed. Let me even add the walkout. I was gassed even. The walkout, you had the
marching band.
Norfolk's High School, the marching band. I think he has mom next to him.
Yeah.
And man, it was super turned. Like, I enjoyed the walkout. I did. And the crowd was live, as you said.
Norfolk showed up for it, man. They showed up.
Bro, they sold what, 10.5K tickets?
Yes, I think it was sold out.
He's not even a title holder. So shout out to him. Norfolk really showed up for him, big time.
Yeah.
And the Norfolk fans seem sick. Because even with Abdullah Mason, they were cheering loudly and whatnot. So it seems like a proper good fight town, So yeah.
Well, they showed up for him. The atmosphere, they seemed live. All 3 of his brothers won, which is good because sometimes that can affect him going into the main event.
Exactly.
But he done his thing and made a statement. Look, we spoke about his contemporaries being dropped, going life and death. Well, to be fair, Floyd's going through them, Mason, they go life and death, but they got dropped.
Yeah.
Like, all eyes were on him at this point. He's talking, he's another one who's calling out big names.
Yeah.
Talking a lot, calling out big names. If he goes 12 rounds, they're going to be onto him, even if he wins every round, just from the way he's talking. And he went out and made a statement against someone who's never been dropped, never been stopped. Dropped him 3 times, got him out of there in 2. Very impressive performance. And someone who's just pushed one of his contemporaries, pushed him, and some people said beat him, but and that guy's about to fight for a title in a couple of weeks. Yeah. So now, and people are giving him his flowers now for that.
Yeah.
So you're getting positively rewarded. They're now saying he's better than the Frank Martins and all these other men that we compared him to that he should be fighting based on good performances. Keyshawn, we spoke about Keyshawn for time on this pod.
Yes.
We know he's one of those members. So, it's about showing the rest of the world now and keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks.
Funny guy, man. Hilarious interviews.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of him. I know you're like, he's definitely Flowz. You pointed out earlier as well that he might have a screw loose up there. It's true. He definitely does. He definitely does.
The way he was moving,
the way
even
he
at the
switches,
walkout.
his eyes. Yeah, there's something loopy about him for sure.
Yeah,
it's his eyes as well, man.
Yeah, it's the way. Yeah, it's his eyes.
It's his eyes. It's like his eyes. His mannerisms and his eyes. It's just
yeah.
But yeah, man, he's definitely a colourful character, Flowz, and I knew the post-fight interview was going to be fun, and obviously, he said, next year, he was a title shot next year. He's now, I think, mandatory, or he's at number one or number two in a few governing bodies now. WBO for sure.
Oh.
In fact, no, he's mandatory now to fight Berenchik, I think, who's the WBO champion, the Ukrainian guy who was impressive. He's also on top rank. So I think it's going to be a no-brainer for Bob to slag that one, Flowz. So that's maybe at some point next year. Maybe end of next year, maybe? I don't know. Or midpoint next year, for sure. But also, he called out Gervonta Davis. I don't think I've seen Keyshawn call out Tank that much. He probably has, but I don't think he's ever called him out properly. But now, because before him, last time he fought, I swear he was beefing Teofimo.
Yep.
I swear. But now he's moved on to Tank. So yeah, he called out Tank. Obviously we know he's to be fair, right move. Call out the guy that is the big name or the big draw in the division. Tank. They probably all know each other anyways. Let's be real. All these guys know each other. So yeah. Tank, from what I can see, hasn't responded yet, but Tank, he probably will say something and then delete it at some point. I don't know. But he's probably focused on Lamont Roach at the moment. But yeah. Hey, man, Keyshawn's in the mix. We've said it before. We want all these guys to fight each other at some point, and they will. Fingers crossed, one day. So, yeah, Keyshawn's in the mix. Keep doing what you're doing, and Tank is the right guy to call out. And that'd be a nice fight. I would love to see that fight at some point in the future, Flowz. If the chips fall in the right places. But, yeah, very impressive performance, Flowz. Definitely one of the best performances of the week. Big up Keyshawn, man. DB3. Cool, Flowz. Let's move on to Saturday. So the Matchroom The Zone card was headlined by Boots in Philadelphia. And on the undercard, undercard was nice, Flowz. We saw wins for Ammo Williams. We saw a nice win for Ray Ford. He's up at 130 now. So yeah, good win for him. Looked good. Let's start with Bam Rodriguez, Flowz. Before we get to the main event. I don't know how many praises we have to send this guy on this pod. We do it every single time. And I feel like it's deja vu because every single time I'm saying we can't praise him enough. Yeah. And he deserves more and more plaudits, Flowz. Easily one of the coldest boxers in the world. Just cold, full stop, Flowz. He's destroyed his opponent, I think Pedro Guevara, Mexican fighter. I think a guy also, I'm not too sure if Guevara's been stopped before. I don't think he has, but I could be wrong there. But yeah, man, he's destroyed Guevara, Flowz in 3 rounds. Yeah. Just another beautiful, comprehensive performance from an unbelievable boxer, Flowz, who needs his name out there more. I don't know. I mean, people, I think, slowly starting to wake up, Flowz, about how cold Bam Rodriguez is. But to me, it's still not enough.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable, man. He's unbelievable.
Yeah. I agree with you in the sense that, look, you usually know when casuals are onto someone. I don't think casuals are fully onto Bam Rodriguez, and they should be. It should be someone who's willing to fight anyone, someone who's an elite. Yeah, it's fair to say elite boxer at this stage.
Yes, of course he is. Yeah,
fair to say he's an elite boxer. Who sets traps, can knock people out. The final uppercut that he landed to stop this Guevara, unbelievable.
Disgusting.
Unbelievable shot.
Flowz, that uppercut had me going,
it's not even the punch itself. It's not even the punch itself. It's the movement that he used to set up. That was a beautiful thing.
Even the first knockdown, Flowz, the straight left was super. So, the first knockdown's come from his left hand. Yeah. Second knockdown's come from his right hand. He's got power in both hands, Flowz, and the setup for both shots. Top tier, Flowz, top tier.
Yeah, exceptional fighter. Sky's the limit for this kid. Like legit, sky's the limit for this kid.
Only 24 still.
Yeah. What more can we say? Just lock in and watch the kid, man. What more can we say? His boxing does the talking.
Just to confirm as well, Flowz, Guevara's never been stopped before. Never been stopped before.
Former world champion, Guevara.
Former world champion, yep. Fought great guys like Quadras and, fought good names. Let's put it that way. Casemiro, he beat Maloney like recently. So, no scrub. And Bam just treated him, Flowz, in 3 rounds. Cooked him.
He's going to treat everyone, really.
Flowz, so now we're seeing a lot of talk. And the word of the street, the word in the boxing street is 2025, maybe end of 2025, we might see they might push for a Bam Rodriguez versus Naoya Inoue fight. Does that excite you, Flowz? Would you like to see that? I think they might be a weight class apart right now.
Is it 1 weight class apart or 2?
Let me check. Bam is currently at super flyweight. In a way, I think
it has been at that weight before.
Huh?
In a way, was at that weight.
Yes. In a way, right now, it's at super bantam weight. So, okay, it's 2 classes apart right now.
Yeah.
But you can't forget as well. Bam, I swear, Bam, wait a minute, didn't he move up to bantam one time? Was it bantam? No, he's moved up to super flyweight now. But I'm saying before, I remember him moving up 1 weight class.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Then moved back down. But I think that was from when that might have been when he was at flyweight. He moved to super flyweight and then went back down. But I think he's got back to super flyweight and then went out to super flyweight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think something like that. Oh, no. He went to, I remember my mistake. He went to super featherweight.
Okay.
He went to super featherweight, won a titles there, I think, and then relinquished and went back down. Super featherweight is the 130-pound division.
He went to 130.
I think so.
Bam.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He didn't go to 130. Bam was no, he didn't go to 130.
You're right.
Yeah,
No, he didn't. No, you're right.
Because then
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, my bad. Yeah,
too fair.
It's the flyweight, super flyweight where he went up and down basically. Yeah. But now he's back at super flyweight.
Yeah. Look, it can happen. It can happen. Yeah. You know what? Make it happen at some point. I don't know when, but
they reckon end of 2025 will be the right time maybe for them to make that fight.
Yeah, that's a super fight.
Super courses, yeah.
That's a super fight. Where do you want it? I guess meet in the middle. What's the what? Bantam? Is it Bantam?
Yeah, Bantam. Yeah. But I think that's the one in between.
Yeah. All these lower weights, man, confuse me, man. It goes flyweight, Bantam, then
always close. It's from the dawn of time. The way it's set up, it's always confusing the lower weight classes.
That's a quiz question. Which was the bigger one?
Always, and every time I always get tricked by it, man.
I always think bantam, but it's fly and bantam, then feather. I think. But yeah, look, it's not really been on the radar because they're obviously on 2 different paths at the minute. But really, truly, if you look at the whole landscape of those lower divisions, they're the cream of the crop. Obviously, we're looking at, in a way, maybe moving higher up to take on people, but maybe he should be looking back down and.
I mean, also discussed recently for a potential Inoue opponent is in an all Japanese. Nakatani is at bantam, so that's obviously that's a weight class that Inoue left. Now he's at super bantam, obviously, but that's been discussed as potential for a super fight in Japan. Nakatani versus obviously who's very cold, as we know, versus Inoue. They discussed that. So yeah, at the moment it seems like for Inoue, the challenge people are throwing at him are people coming from the lower classes. So yeah, Nakatani, Bam maybe, who was the weight class below Nakatani. Again, for me, it has to be natural flows. And at the moment, 2 weight classes apart is a bit unnatural for me right now, but Bam will have to go up because he's that cold. So Bam can only go up. And to be honest, Inoue also can be going up at the same time. That's the issue because there's no one there at Super Bantam. And this is why they were shopping Inoue versus Tank. They've been trying to get that one over the line as well because of the fact that it looks like Inoue's got no competition around his weight class right now. But if it gets to a point where Inoue's kind of slowed down, to be honest, he's kind of slowed down now in terms of his weight moving because
he has to.
Yes, he has to. By design, also because of just by the fact that he can't physically grow anymore. But really and truly, Flowz, he's cleaned up Super Bantam in a way that there's no challenges there for him. He could have moved up 2 fights ago. Let's be real. The moment he became undisputed, he could have moved up, but he stayed there recently for like the most recent 2 fights to defend his undisputed crown. But yeah, so if he does slow down and he stays here, then yes, at some point, Bam, I expect to move up once or twice more, maybe, to make that fight. And Nakatani will move up as well to join him, etc. So he can wait for the competition. But at the moment, it's a bit unnatural, but Bam is only going to move up because he can. And I think he still has capacity to move up. But in terms of, obviously, that's a beautiful fight, Flowz. That's a beautiful fight.
Yeah.
Beautiful fight, if it gets made. But yeah. It's too early right now.
I'd like to see it in future, obviously, because I've questioned Inoue continually moving up.
Yes.
And even at Super Bantam, he's at Super Bantam. Even at that weight, he's super small compared to these man. He's way smaller, and he's stopping them. To be fair, he's stopping them.
Yeah.
But the size difference in these last 2-3 fights has been mad noticeable. So I would like him to look at Nakatani, look at Bam, rather than looking upwards, because, like you say, there is no real competition up at this level anymore.
Yeah.
Other than them 2, man, really.
Yeah.
And then maybe another weight class might be a step up too far for me.
So you would rather a Bam versus Inoue versus a Tank versus Inoue, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
First.
Let's stop that. It's just unrealistic. I think that's too much of a gap.
The Tank versus Inoue is pretty. I feel like Americans want to get their get back for Scooter.
Yeah.
So they hate to see the foreign star do bits. They say, "Oh, let's get Tank on him," kind of thing. But yeah, cool. All right, yeah, fair enough. But shout out to Bam. We will forever sing your praises on this pod. That's a given. That's a flipping given, Flowz. Main event time, Flowz. Boots versus Karen Chukhadzhian. Flowz, I mentioned earlier how, obviously in boxing, fans are fickle. You have a bad performance, and suddenly you're a hype job, this, that. I said we'll talk about it with another certain boxer. That certain boxer was Boots. Last week, obviously, we expect Boots to try and make a statement and knock this guy out because it's a rematch. He cooked him in the first fight, but it wasn't his best performance because every time Karen got touched, he would go on his bike and be a bit negative. So he said this time Boots is going to be itching to knock him out in Philly as well. And to be honest, Flowz, obviously, it didn't happen. It went to full 12. And the reason why we're seeing commentary from people saying Boots is a hype job or Terence Crawford absolutely murders Boots, blah, blah, is because unlike last time where Karen was very negative and not very game to engage, this time he was very, very game to engage, Flowz, very, very positive. And we're seeing him tag Boots, not a few times, a lot of times. Boots won this fight comfortably, in my opinion, right? Let me get out of the way. He won his fight fully comfortably. The scorecards reflected that. They were fair in my eyes. He beat this man up. But did he get touched a lot? Yes, he did. And it's interesting because Flowz, a lot of people are now saying that Boots defensively is no good. He needs to improve. He's got no defense. This is why if he was going to face Spence and Crawford, he would get absolutely mullered. I admit that if Boots that fought Karen last night, Flowz, if that same Boots was to fight Spence and Crawford, he'll get cooked. Probably stopped. But I would like to say that I don't think Boots will fight Spence and Crawford in that way. We've pinpointed it before in this pod, Flowz, how from early, I've said it, right, Flowz, and you said it as well, that to me, I've noticed when Boots is against an opponent who he doesn't respect their power, doesn't rate, he's fully open and he can get caught.
Yeah.
And he doesn't mind getting caught. Because Boots is a knockout. Let's call it a buck, Flowz. Boots is a knockout artist. He's a knockout artist. All he cares about is stopping his opponents. He's a very offensive-minded fighter.
Yeah.
Who's highly skilled. But naturally, his first thought is to attack, not defend. And as an offensive-minded fighter, Flowz, and just in general in boxing, when you're attacking, you're most vulnerable, as we said, to being tagged when you open up and when you're attacking. And with certain opponents' Flowz, I've seen with Boots, and at first I didn't like it, but I guess it's just him. I noticed it that when he doesn't respect your power, doesn't care, he's happy to take shots to land his own shots, which more often than not, Flowz, are enough to stop the opponent and get them out of there. And that's exactly what we saw. Unfortunately, we saw it in the worst way on Saturday, Flowz, but literally, you can't forget, Flowz, he's fought this guy before. He knows the power he has. He knows what Karen's about. He felt the power early. He would have been used to his power. And he would have been like, nah, this guy's got no power. I'm going to throw cautions to the wind here and just try and land my big shots to try and get this guy out of here because I failed to knock him out the first time. I really want to knock him out now. And that kind of made Karen look good because this time Karen was being very, very game. He wasn't running around. He himself was trying to stand in the pocket with Boots and throw shots, and he was landing also quite frequently. But they weren't really hurting. Boots was never really hurt in that fight. I think one time he got caught off balance, but apart from that, Flowz, he was never really hurt.
Yeah.
And we saw Karen get dropped in the 5th round after some sustained Boots pressure. And Boots was trying to, like I said, get this guy out of there. And he was unsuccessful, Flowz. And because he took some punishment and took some shots, it made for the performance being a bit bad. But I said, Flowz, he was comfortable throughout this fight. He, I think, just in his head, really wanted a knockout, and he threw caution to the wind. And I don't think that he would fight like that against a Spence or a Crawford because he himself knows that their man can bang, and they're good. And we've seen Boots be defensively disciplined before against guys who can bang. Like Villa, for example, Flowz. That Romain Villa guy is a hard puncher, known power puncher. So Boots was a lot more defensively sound against him compared to a Karen, for example, or some of his other guys. Lipinets, for example, he was quite disciplined against Lipinets. So, yeah, man, we've seen him be defensively disciplined when he needs to be. I just think he has this habit of throwing caution to the wind when he doesn't respect the power. And I didn't like it at first, Flowz. I think it's a bit of a bad habit, but it's what it is. And he himself said, afterwards that, he was looking for a knockout too much. He was rushing his work. He wasn't listening to his corner. He wasn't happy with his performance because he was too overeager to get a knockout. And I knew he would be. But, yeah, man, all the comments cooking him, relax, man, relax. He didn't rate this guy's power, full stop.
Yeah. I want to take it back a bit because the reason for the Boots criticism, I feel, is because of maybe the success of Terence Crawford in the sense that Terence Crawford beat Spence and people who weren't even familiar with Boots, Stephen A. Smith and others in the boxing world, started saying to Terence Crawford, why don't you fight a Boots?
Charlemagne,
why don't you fight Boots? Acting like Boots was ready. And we told people Boots isn't ready for Boots isn't ready for Spence or Crawford.
Yeah.
He has a lot of fights, but he hasn't faced the level of competition that he needs to before he steps in for Spence or Crawford. But the boxing world, Spence fans, let's chuck them in Spence hardcores, casuals were saying, why don't you fight Boots next? He's your mandatory. He's good. We like the look of him. Boots hadn't even fought at this point.
Yeah.
They just ran to the first day they saw, and now they said they promoted Boots to being ready when he's not ready. Now, that's separate to this performance. That's why he's getting the criticism. I want to give credit to Karen. Great boxer is the truth. Just because we don't know him, we're not familiar. We know he's from the Ukraine.
Yep.
So we know he's got good fundamentals there.
Facts.
And seeing him in these two fights, he's a legit boxer. He's cold. He lost quite convincingly both times. Yeah. But he's a very good boxer. Very good boxer. And the only issue is that we don't really know him. He's not really beaten anyone that we know. And that's why it's meant to be a mismatch. Boots done his thing, really. He was defensively more lax. There's times where his arms were completely down and he was just going off reflexes. He was getting caught, but once again, I think that's more credit to Karen's ability to box, changing angling him, jabbing as well, moving, stepping forward, walking him down at points, trying to throw in between Boots' punches. He was doing a lot of good stuff there, but Boots was just better than him, is the truth. The knockdown, this is another reason why I want to give credit to this Karen. Taking the knee when you're meant to take a knee. Save that boy's life.
Facts.
He took that
a lot of men were too proud, Flowz, and that's their ass. And
we've said this on this pod. Take a knee when you're getting a hellacious ass wound because the ref is going to jump in. Boots at home in Philly, homecoming, the ref would have jumped in if you gave him the opportunity. But he took that knee, killed the momentum Boots had. Or if Boots was just throwing, didn't even need to catch, the ref could have just jumped in and waved it off because he was buzzed and he was getting caught. Took a knee, saved himself, and was able to regroup. Showed he wasn't too badly hurt because he recovered. That was in the 5th round and he saw the 12th. So I've got to give him credit for that. He knows what he's doing. I'll crease him because Sergio Mora is one of the biggest dick riders I've ever seen. I couldn't believe his commentary. He was acting like this Karen guy was winning, dominating.
Bro, he was picking. I'm even surprised when he's picking them up because you know these commentators always biased towards the home fighter.
This was the other way around, man.
You know what? Fair play, Sergio. That 12th round, Flowz, which Karen won. But the way Sergio was salivating that 12th round, I said, Fez, you're a big fan.
Look, it's fair. I'm a big fan of Karen after seeing over these 2 fights. I think he's a legit guy. I think he's going to give a lot of guys problems. But Sergio Mora was acting like he's winning the rounds, out punching Boots, taking the fight. That it's a 50.
It might be because of the fact that obviously it was such a switch up from the first fight. The first fight, he was very negative, to be honest, Flowz. Every time Boots touched him, he got in his bike. But this fight, he was standing there, trading with Boots in the pocket, angling him, boxing him, actually trying to hurt Boots. So maybe because of that switch up, it had Sergio and those guys thinking, wow, this guy's fresh, he's good, you know what I mean?
But just call the fight as he sit, man. Because Boots is landing. Boots is like landing him in portions. Karen does something. He's like, I'm like, wait. I was like, Sergio, you got to stop this. And I think that's played into people's minds as well. Even Chris Maddox's scorecard was a bit. The second round, they gave the second round. I was like, what are you guys doing?
Well, after I think 4, they had it 2-2 apiece. I said, no. Boots has won every round.
So what are you guys doing? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
And he was comparing it to Leopario and Matias fight. He was like, can we see a similar situation? I said, stop this. I was like, stop this. Look, granted, he didn't win every round this time, Boots. There were rounds he legit lost.
Definitely lost the 12th. And maybe 1 or 2 others I might.
I think like this 5th or 7th he lost as well. There was a few rounds.
The 5th. Yeah.
Oh no,
not
the 5th.
Not the 5th.
Yeah,
He got
the 7th.
And he got deducted a point in round 10, I think, for excessive holding as well. I remember that as well.
The last few rounds were a bit tight, a bit sticky for Boots. But
Karen, I mean,
But Bozy in the corner, I didn't really like what I was hearing.
Let's talk about because I want to bring this up as well.
Go on.
Because all I kept hearing from Bozy, and I obviously respect Bozy as a trainer. He's done a phenomenal job with Boots. He seems to be doing a great job with Andy Cruz as well. Highly respected trainer in the industry. Flowz, Boots is going to his corner. All I'm hearing Bozy say is, "Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Get him out of there." But brother, are you going to tell him how? Where's the coaching? Boots was complaining saying he didn't listen to his corner. I'm there saying, to be fair to you, Boots, there wasn't much coming from your corner. Bozy was saying nothing. He was just saying, get him out of there, get him out of there. That's poor corner work, man. I wasn't happy with Bozy's corner work at all.
Yeah, I don't think that needs to be said. I think he he was saying, okay, you're not jabbing enough, or you need to bend your knees, you're smothering your work. But the instruction of just go ahead and get him out of there this round. You're not watching the round. We're all watching it. Karen ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, he's not leaving.
He's not folding. What you need to do is be telling him how to break him down.
Thank you. It's not about telling it, brother. How? How do I do it?
Just say, get him out of there. You're not doing this. You're not doing this. Okay, what do I need to do to get him out of there? What do I need to do to break him down? Because really, Boots was just fighting the way however he wants to fight.
Bro, Boots was vibing, bro. He was on the vibes stick. He was just trying to throw the big shots. He said hands down sometimes, loading up on the big shots.
Mm-hmm.
Prime knockout chasing. That's what Boots was doing.
Yeah.
And we've said it before, Flowz. Sometimes when Boots is chasing knockouts, he can be a bit nasty sometimes. You know, he can load up on his shots and whatnot. Again, he's a 27-year-old fighter, Flowz, who is used to having his way and stopping his opponents. He's always promising knockouts as well. He's a knockout artist, so I guess that's what he expects. And it's, you're beating up a guy for 12 rounds, you expect to get him out there, innit? So, yeah. But that's when I think Bozy should step in, put arm around the shoulder of his son, and be like, this is how to do it, this is how to break it down. And that would have served Boots in much better stead, for sure. You're on mute,
just some instruction, really. Like, jab to the body, throw to the body, stick, box and move, slow him down. None of that. So, you're smothering your work. You're not jabbing. Get him out of here now.
Get him out of here.
Yeah, that's not coaching as such.
Yeah.
And all that does is add pressure onto Boots. I've not got him out this round.
Anxiety as well. For us.
You're going back to the corner. You know you're gonna hear, am I doing badly? The Philly crowds. Yeah, I didn't like that kind of coaching from Bozy. But look, I'm hearing people killing Boots, and I think that goes back to not knowing who Karen was and the level of hype they gave him. They gave him a bit too much hype in that he's ready to fight Crawford and beat Crawford, and he's ready to fight Spence and beat Spence. Yeah, that came a bit too early without
people are saying Mario Barrios gives him hell. Hey, good fight. I don't mind seeing that.
Barrios will lose.
Barrios ain't beating Boots. I'm confident of that. He's not beating Boots. There's no way.
Yeah.
Barrios just lost to this version of Furman. No, impossible. That I'm sure of.
Yeah.
But
look, it's fine to go through hell. We've seen Crawford go through hell.
Yeah.
We've seen Spence go through hell.
Yep.
These are the top five. We've seen him go through hell.
Also, can I add as well, Flowz? Saying, Crawford beats Boots. Yeah? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Cool.
Crawford's the best fighter in the world. What the hell is wrong with Lucy Terrence Crawford? That's fine.
You expect that.
Yeah,
that's what we expect.
I'm never putting... Right, thank you. I'm not putting Boots over Crawford right now in 2024, 2025. I'm sorry. Crawford's cold. He's colder than Boots.
Wait till he touches 40.
Facts.
Age Crawford out for real. We need to start seeing the client.
Bro, fam. There's no... like, when people say that to me, Crawford's going to beat Boots, he's in lights out. I'm like, what's wrong with that? He's the best fighter in the world. He should be beating Boots. Simple.
Listen, on this point, we've said Boots and Virgil Ortiz at the time aren't touching those belts until Crawford and Spence get out of there.
And guess what happened? They got out of there, and now you saw some belts getting touched.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
We've never entertained the idea of Virgil Ortiz and Boots beating Crawford or Spence at 147.
Never, Flowz. Never in history.
Never suggested it. We've never said it. It's you lot. It's you lot who start to say that out of nowhere.
You lot love raising the idols.
We wanted them to fight each other. Yeah. And then say, okay.
And then
show us you're ready.
Yeah, man. Look, man, Boots is my favorite fighter, but I'm also aware I can admit one of my favorite fighters outmatched, Flowz, and outgunned. And against a Bud Crawford, Boots is outgunned and outmatched. Simple.
Yeah.
But obviously, Flowz, that did, post-fight interview, in-ring interview, talks about what happens next for Boots. And I think they even asked him in the ring, do you want to move on to 154? Obviously, we've spoken about it, but obviously Boots gave his usual answer that, I'll fight anyone. Whoever wants to fight, I'll fight. But it's good that they've pointed out as well that potentially Boots can move up at some point because the welterweight division is not a glamorous division right now. Obviously, like I said, the other champions, Brian Norman Jr., Mario Barrios, Boots, and who's the last one? I can't remember
Norman
who the last
Jr.
champion. Huh?
Norman Jr.
No, I said Norman Jr., Mario Barrios, Boots. Who's the fourth one?
Stanionis.
Yeah. All good fighters. I don't mind seeing a unification, but I don't, like I said, Flowz, same as I said last week, Flowz, Boots shouldn't bother trying to become undisputed at welterweight. He's big. He's even bigger than Crawford and Spence, actually, if you think about it, Boots. Like I think size-wise, he's bigger than both of them, man. So he's kind of weight bullying too, to be honest. But yeah, Boots himself shouldn't waste his time at 147 too long. Yeah, man, move up quickly, I think. Maybe have one unification, whether it's Barrios, whether it's Stanionis. Because you said Norman Jr., they tried to make it and he asked for crazy money. So
yeah,
that's probably out the way. So maybe Stanionis or Barrios. But they're both PBC guys, so it could be a bit techy, I don't know. But yeah. And then move up. That's it, man. And see the landscape at 154. Don't go straight for Crawford, feed out first. But yeah, man, there's still good fights for him to be made at 154. Boots would be a great addition to that division, man.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I don't mind him if the undisputed path is available and ready. It's something worth achieving. It's an achievable note. It boosts your resume, boosts your bargaining power. So I don't mind it if he stays at 147. Because if he moves to 154, then all routes lead to Crawford.
So age at Crawford still.
Yeah, so it's a faster track to Crawford.
Yeah.
And how likely are you to grab many belts? Because they've been waiting around for time at 147 to get these belts. So I don't mind whatever path he chooses. I know he'll be successful. It's just the problem with Terence Crawford. it's the truth. That's the problem for Boots right now.
Man trying to kill man for losing to Crawford. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
Not a power, bro. That's calm. Oh man. Okay, yeah, fair enough, Flowz. But yeah, he won. Like I said, he won this fight convincingly. Yes, he got touched too much for my liking, but I've accepted that with Boots. If he doesn't rate your power, he's not gonna be defensively sound, and I trust him not to be like that against people that can actually bang and that can actually trouble him like throughout the course of a fight. So hopefully that still is the case. He doesn't, keep these bad habits against non-power punchers, but we'll see. But yeah, Flowz, let's take a look at next week, Flowz, because some good fights to talk about. Let's start with, we got to start with the Friday, Flowz, I guess. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Now, I don't really care so much for the main card, Flowz. Boy, it'd be hilarious though if Jake beats Tyson, though. I can't lie, it'd be hilarious.
What?
Obviously, as one of my boxing goats, Flowz, it's not nice to see, but I'm at peace with the fact that Mike Tyson is in his 50s?
Yeah,
so
mid-50s.
Flowz, I have that tailor-ready excuse that it's old man. But I think for the anarchy, Flowz, Paul winning would be good for boxing because a lot of people think Jake Paul fights are fake anyways, right?
Yeah.
So they're all banking on Tyson showing him up. If Tyson doesn't show him up, to be fair, they'll say Mike Tyson, but does Mike Tyson the type of person to take a dive in any fight? I don't think so. So maybe they'll start respecting Jake Paul a little bit, but I don't know. But I don't really have many thoughts to that fight, Flowz. As with all Jake Paul fights, Flowz, we know he respects boxing. He's got some serious fighters on the undercard. Mentioned Mario Barrios already, so he's defending his belt against Abel Ramos. He's defending his WBC strap against Abel Ramos. But the fight that I think we're all talking about, Flowz, and we all care about is finally did we get the rematch between Emmanuel Serrano and Katie Taylor. That is the co-main event, Flowz. That's a main event fight in itself. Katie Taylor obviously won those light welterweight belts from Chantel Cameron in her last fight. And she's now defending against Serrano, Flowz. Obviously, we saw that first fight in 2022. And that was, did we give it fight of the year? We must have. Yeah, we must have.
I think so.
Unanimous. You must have been. UD.
Yeah.
Flowz, that first, I have to run it back now before Friday's fight because that first fight was one of the best fights I've ever seen in my life.
From the ring walk to the fight itself, to the 12th
Oh,
round.
man. And contentious as they come.
Yep.
50-50 down the middle. People said that Serrano won. Some people said Taylor won. All we knew was run this ish back. And we finally got it back 2 years later, Flowz. In a new weight class, by the way, new weight division. Yeah, man, Flowz, what are your thoughts on this one? Do you think it'll reach the heights?
Is it heavier weight?
Yeah, because last time I think they fought for the undisputed lightweight titles.
Yeah.
But Katie Taylor, obviously, since then is now light. Remember, she took 140. Well, light welterweight.
Okay.
Which is what she got from Cameron. So it'll be for those, no? I think.
I'm not sure what the weight class was, but if it's at that's interesting. Because Serrano was smaller, moved up to fight for lightweight.
She did, yeah.
So if it's a bigger weight, that's more of a disadvantage to her, I would say. I would think. Not that it was a disadvantage to her on the night. She looks comfortable at that weight. Looked very comfortable. But I know she operates at a smaller weight class. Great fight. Look, I love that first fight. It really shone the light on boxing. Those are the kind of nights of boxing, because it was the main event at Madison Square Garden for the first time ever, for a women's fight. So special occasion, and I believe this is Netflix first forage into
first boxing. Yep, correct.
Into boxing. So look, shout out Jake Paul for making this happen. Another great card. Shouted him out last time. Shout him out again. I guess I just expect another barnstormer. Expect round 13. And another great fight. I hope it's contentious again. I hope it's close. I hope it's a war. I hope we see Crazy Heart again. Yeah, I'm just excited, man. Super excited for this one. I'll be locked in for sure.
Suppose we have to be. We've got no choice. We've got no choice, man. This will be special. This should be special. I hope it reaches the heights. I mean, I don't need it to beat the first fight, but I want it to be within the same ballpark, Flowz, in terms of excitement. And I have full faith in both these girls. They'll deliver. I have full faith, Flowz. Full faith in both of these girls. But they'll deliver this in this fight, and we shall see a special fight. Do you have a winner, Flowz?
Well,
this is where it gets to.
We've talked about a potential decline in Katie Taylor. But she made the adjustments against Cameron, got that win back beautifully. So maybe even fortunately so, because the ref was letting her off the hook with her game plan.
Wasn't letting me. Yeah.
Yeah, the ref was doing a bad thing with her game plan, but I think Cameron was maybe a bit too big for her as well. I think. You know what? I'm going to say Katie Taylor. I think.
Interesting.
I think the jump up in weight for Serrano might be the difference.
I'm leaning towards Serrano, Flowz. I think.
I hear that.
That first fight, I feel like Serrano was getting stronger as it went on.
Yeah.
And second half of the fight, first half was more Katie, fast, blah, blah, blah. Second half was when Amanda really stepped on the gas. She seemed to be getting stronger and stronger. I don't want to say I felt like she clocked something. I just felt like, I don't know, maybe was it Katie Taylor's style? It's very high energy, high octane. So, yeah, maybe she started to fade there. But again, Katie's a warrior, because when you think she's fading, she would then come and just boom, boom, boom. So, but yeah, man, I think I might favor Amanda on this one, Flowz. I'll be honest. Again, this is 50-50. So there's no right or wrong answer here, honestly. But if I've just got this weird gut feeling, Flowz, that Amanda might get it this time. But yeah, I don't mind being wrong. I don't really care. I just want to see a good fight.
It's true. It's true. When you let's say you could say Katie was fortunate to get the decision last time. You could say that.
Yeah. Okay,
it was super close, but I do feel Serrano had every right to be upset about the decision. I gave it to Katie though, but I felt like if they ran it back at the time, Serrano might be the one to go with. Now I think because it's at a higher weight, I don't know how active Serrano. I know she's had a few fights been cancelled.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how active she's been.
Her last fight
But
was Flowz. She fought in July.
July, okay.
She stopped someone in July, yeah.
But last time was a Matchroom and Jake Paul joint promotion. This time, I believe it's
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
strictly whatever MVP promotions, is that what his thing
Yeah.
is? MVP promotions. So with the politics of boxing, maybe the judges team Jake Paul, who knows? But look, it should be a great fight either way. I don't really talk about controversy as such. I just hope it's a great fight.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if there's a wash in there. That would be funny.
Yeah,
be
for
funny.
sure. That'd be hilarious. But yeah, man, anticipating the brilliant fight Flowz. Hopefully it's dope, and I expect these women to deliver. Full stop. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Also worth mentioning as well, Flowz on the undercard as well. Upcoming Brooklyn fighter Bruce Carrington, Shushu Carrington. He's also fighting as well. So check him out, listeners, if you are tuning to this card, because he's also a good prospect, good up and coming prospect. Cool. Flowz, let's move on to Saturday, because we do also have another UK fighter involved in a big fight on Saturday. Another Riyadh season fight over in Saudi Arabia Flowz. We have a joint boxer and Golden Boy card. Zoda Ramirez versus Billam-Smith, CBS, unifying Flowz. I think Zoda's got the WBA cruiserweight belt, and CBS got the WBO cruiserweight belt. So yeah, good to see them unifying Flowz. Big fight for CBS. I mean, you could kind of say, Flowz, CBS has deserved it, I guess. We never expected to be in this position, but he took his chance well, defended. He defended, and now he's going to unify. So shout out to him. And did he avenge? And he avenged the flip. Yeah, he avenged his React-Paul. Yeah, the React-Paul loss as well. So he beat a colleague, which wasn't expected. Beat React-Paul, to be honest, which wasn't expected. But that React-Paul performance, my God. And yeah, to us, that iconic performance as well, my God. But yeah. Both fights, Flowz, he was underdog. He wasn't expected to win those fights. He came for it. And yeah, man. So now he goes on to the promised land, I guess, and unifying. Big fight over in Saudi, headlining against a well-seasoned Zoda Ramirez, who is a multi-weight champion, Flowz. Very, very good boxer in his own right, Flowz. We rate Zoda very highly in this pod. Zoda's only lost what? Once? Or was it twice? Once. To Bivol. He got cooked by Bivol. Cooked by Bivol. Which I didn't think he'd get cooked like that, but Bivol is Bivol, as we saw. But yeah, Zoda is world-class. Phenomenal fighter, Flowz. In all the weight classes he's been, Zoda's been a problem. So yeah, nice fight for CBS. It's funny because the last, two fights, Flowz, I've had CBS, I've predicted him to lose, and he's won. But in true stubborn Kam fashion, Flowz, I'm going to stick to my same guns. I think Billam-Smith is going to lose on the weekend to Zoda. That's it. Yeah. And I'm not being harsh because he's proven wrong twice, but Zoda is cold. Yeah. And I don't anticipate Zoda to do a stinker like the other two brothers. So yeah, man, I've got Zoda winning this fight, Flowz. I just think he's just going to be too experienced, too good of a boxer, too cute for CBS. No offense to CBS, like I said, I like CBS. I think he's done really, really well. Yeah. But the one thing I've said about CBS from the start of his career, Flowz, he gets hit too much. Way too much. Takes him sometimes a long time to activate. He has to take punishment to activate sometimes. Yeah. And I think Zoda will punish him if that's going to be the case. So yeah. But I think it'll be a good fight. I do think it'll be a good fight, Flowz. Yeah. I'm in agreement with you. We don't disagree too often. So yeah, we're not disagreeing this time. I think Zoda is just a better boxer than Nakoli and React-Paul. By far better boxer, really. The only thing Billam-Smith might have in his favor is that Ramirez hasn't campaigned at this weight for very long. But he's good enough. He could have always, if he wanted to. I can't lie, Flowz. He could have been campaigning. Doesn't matter. And he's massive. He's huge. So yeah. He could have been at this weight for time. I don't know I don't know how he was making the weights he was making before. Crazy, Flowz. He started at middleweight, you know. Yeah, exactly. Insane. He moved up to fight Bivol, and he's moved up 2 weight classes again. Crazy. So, yeah, I think
Zerdo's gonna win this and look impressive doing so. But shout out to Chris Billam-Smith. We never expected him to be.
It's crazy. Zerdo is younger than Billam-Smith, but he's got more than double the fights.
Yeah.
40, obviously typical Mexican. 47 fights in at 33. Billam-Smith had what 20 fights at 34. Just that experience, Flowz, that championship experience that Zerdo's been in, the big fight experience, can't be replaced, to be honest, Flowz. And this is definitely going to be the hardest test of Billam-Smith's career by far. If he comes through this, Flowz, you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe I can't doubt this guy again. Fair play. I have to hold my hands up. Fair play. But yeah, I think this time
we have no issue doing that.
Yeah, man. Look, Flowz, no issue being wrong, man. Yeah. I'm just going off what I see in it, and on the night it could be completely different. It is what it is. But Zerdo is very, very good, Flowz. To me, the second best cruiserweight out there after Jai Portaya. And hopefully, I mean, like I said, maybe Jai can fight the winner. I think that is what was kind of stated. Obviously, this is Riyadh season, and Jai is with Riyadh season, so I think he's got one more fight with His Excellency, I think, but they can always negotiate more anyway. So I suspect His Excellency, being His Excellency, will then ship the winner to Jai Portaya, and Jai Portaya can eat. Jai can eat. You feel me? But I would like to see Zerdo Jai. That'd be a great fight, in my opinion. I've got Jai winning, but that'd be a quality cruiserweight operate. Those are the two best for me. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, not much more to be said on that one, there, Flowz. But yeah, big up Zerdo, big up Billam-Smith. I'm anticipating a good, exciting fight, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what's on the card.
Our boy Tevin Farmer's back on it, you know.
Oh, is he? Gosh, Tevin needs to
lose.
Oh yeah, he's fighting Zepeda, isn't he? William Zepeda. Yeah. He's getting cooked. He's getting fragged.
Expect a loss there.
Zepeda's a knockout artist as well, you know. Like Zepeda's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Tevin Farmer though, man.
I got a belt. He said, "Get a belt." I got a belt. That's our intro, listeners. If you're not familiar about.
Yeah. Tank did him dirty, man. He should have been fought Tank, but yeah, man. And at that point as well, Tevin was doing it sick as well, man.
Yeah.
Very, very in his prime, Flowz, a very cold boxer, one of the most skilled out there. Tevin Farmer. But yeah, shout out to Tevin Farmer, man. Flowz, let's leave it there, man. Really good episode. Went through a lot. Yeah, let's call it a day there. This is episode 221 of SZN Podcast. Once again, I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And as always, guys, you know where to find us on the streaming. Peace.
You take it a strap. I'm strapped up.
Seven, what was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.